Oh, boy. Oh, we're going there, are we?
Wow, that's dark.
But
Okay, I'll do it.
Certainty of death, small chance of success. What are we waiting for?
Do you want to play rough? Okay. Uno. Say hello to my little friend! This is absolutely correct!
Hey guys, it's your boy Dragon here, and I just wanted to give this little quick review about the movie I just went to see. This is called Sound of Freedom, and the thing about this movie that I want to make a disclaimer of, guys, is this review, it's not going to be the norm. I just kind of wanted to make this little quick take on the movie because it really left quite a big impact on me, and the reason why I say that is because I've been researching this subject since I was in my late teens, so I am quite well aware of all the things this movie is conveying when it comes to human trafficking. Let's just put it that way, because I know I don't want to say it like it is, because I know YouTube will try to suppress my video if I even say any of the keywords that they think are very, inflammatory. So I want to avoid those for this review. But just to say it like it is, it's a film that it isn't for the faint of heart. If you're very squeamish when it comes to topics like this, of the terrible things that some children are subjected to for the pleasure of some terrible people all over the world, I would not recommend you watch this film. It's not going to be for you, but if you are courageous enough, like I was, to go see it, basically the plot of this movie, and I'm not going to spoil anything big, this has already been shown in the synopsis, but the whole story of this movie is just to showcase to you the beginning of the, you could say, the exploits of one specific man called Tim Ballard.
God's children are not for sale.
An ex-Homeland Security officer that decided one day to quit his job and go spend months in Colombia to help out Colombian authorities to catch a ring of, let's just say, traffickers. And so this is the whole plot of the movie. It's just his first exploit into getting involved into this whole thing, and you know, how the establishment of the Underground Railroad project that Tim Ballard is on began. This is like sort of the thing that inspired the Underground Railroad and everything he's been doing ever since then. And so, for me, when it comes to the movie, I do want to get it out of the way when it comes to the ratings. This movie was a 10 out of 10 for me. This is probably one of the best movies I have seen this year, and no, I'm not saying it because I'm some crazy right-winged person that believes in QAnon conspiracies. That's not the case here. Number one, that recording that was made by CNN, I believe it was like a day or two after the movie came out, and it became a big cultural phenomenon because Indiana Jones 5 sucked. And by the way, my review on that will be coming out soon this week on that dumpster fire. But until then,
focus on what's important.
To get back on track for this one, CNN made it sound like this, and other people that supported this agenda, they made this film sound like it was just a right-wing propaganda machine film, you know, where Tim Ballard and I forget his name, Caviezel, sorry, I don't remember the actor's first name. They made it sound like both of them were trying to promote QAnon ideology, which is absolutely so far from the truth.
These films are created out of moral panics, they're created out of bogus statistics, they're created out of fear, and with something like Sound of Freedom, it specifically is looking at QAnon concepts of these child trafficking rings that are run by the high-level elites, and only people like Tim Ballard and only people like Jim Caviezel, and by extension, only people like the ticket buyer can help bring these trafficking rings down. So there's a very participatory element. You're not just going to see a movie, you're just killing 2 hours on a hot day. You are helping bring down these pedophile rings and save children. Now, it's not true, but it's a very comforting and it's a very warm feeling to have.
All this movie is trying to convey to you, the audience, is the fact, specifically the American audience, because I'm sure people from other parts of the world are already aware of this, but this was specifically targeted at the American audience, which unfortunately for many, many decades has been kept ignorant of the fact that the dark reality of child slash human trafficking actually exists, and that the US is one of the biggest, or in reality, the main attraction for these kinds of malicious activities, because of the fact that there are many people who live in the US that are wealthy, and traffickers profit off of them. All this movie is trying to convey is one story among many that Tim Ballard has, and even has made documentaries about, when it comes to this issue. And look, for the movie itself, all I gotta say is that the writing and the pacing of the film was exceptional. Unlike Mission Impossible 7 or Indiana Jones 5, which made me look at my phone's watch every freaking time to see when the movie was going to end, this film, even though it is 2 hours and 15 minutes long, the way the script was written and the pacing, it was done so well that I did not realize that I was sitting in that theater, super quiet, by the way. I should probably mention that when I was in the theater when the movie started, I've never seen a theater crowd so quiet from beginning to end while the movie was running. There were no laughs, no cries, no gasps, nothing, just silence. That is what amazed me to begin with, because it seems for a lot of people the reality was beginning to sink in of what was happening, and of the truth, the dark truth that has been kept secret or people choose to willingly ignore for decades. And all I can say about it is that the pacing was great. I heard some people say that near the end it kind of turned into like a cheesy action film rescue scene, but in reality I did not see it like that. It seemed to be pretty realistic, actually, when it comes to the escape and how he managed to do it. Everything felt real from beginning to end, and they conveyed the message on through that even though there is a lot of evil in this world when it comes to the child trafficking rings, there are people like him that are trying to make a difference and eventually, hopefully, get rid of this terrible enterprise. But the only way, and this is what the movie was trying to convey, by the way, guys, the only way that this can be truly stopped forever is if more people are made aware of this issue and people actually stand up and fight against it. People, I know sometimes the shit that reality throws at you is very hard to swallow, such as like what we're seeing right now in our society, where in Western society, I'm saying, but specifically in America, the whole perception of our government is crumbling into ash because we now realize that it's all run by private individuals rather than elected officials, and that these private individuals elect the officials. Everyone already knows that, and it's all blowing in their face and in the American people's face because they're realizing the truth, And also the same thing with the trafficking rings. This is just one of many necessary steps that have to be taken in order for people, at least in the US, I know in the world, I'm sure you guys are already quite aware, but at least for most people in the US to just realize in one fell swoop that what is going on right now, it needs to be stopped. And if you choose to ignore such a terrible issue, just know that one day you will become the next victim. Because the people involved, and this is not a conspiracy, guys, okay, this is common sense. If you have someone depraved who is doing this to kids, and then one day they get bored, what are they going to do next? They're going to push things like the agendas that you're seeing right now in all our movies in Hollywood and in our government. And if they get bored of that, you know what they're going to do? They're going to go after you, the people, because you were bold enough to question their depravity. So guys, all I'm going to say is, because I don't want to take any more of your time, go watch the movie, spread the word. No, I am not a fucking QAnon conspiracy theorist. I'm an actual hilarious movie/TV show commentator that goes into detail of all the terrible excrement that comes out of Hollywood. But sometimes something good like this comes out, and then I have to be man enough to say that this is something that is just as important as me exposing the terrible shit that Hollywood is doing. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like, share it with your friends, and go watch the other videos I put out. So other than that, have a great day, and Namaria. Also, for my subs, if you're wondering why, for some reason, you haven't been getting notified by YouTube that I've released a new video, because as you guys know, I don't release these videos as often as my other fellow creators on the Saturday Night Hypnosis panel, it's because YouTube has decided all of a sudden, since 2 weeks ago, to just suppress every video that I and the panel members of Saturday Night Hypnosis have released, to the point where our exposure has been reduced by almost half or more in some extreme cases, depending on subjects that we release, such as this one with the What Sound of Freedom entails. So if you want to see if I released a new video, again, just look in the community tab on my YouTube channel to get up-to-date news on when I release a new video or how soon it'll come out. And as for YouTube, all I can say for you bastards is
You. Yeah, I said it.
Crazy ass bitch.